Good Sunday morning, everyone, to everybody in Sweden. And good day or good evening to you wherever you are, and to those listening to the recording. Hope everybody's doing well today. We have sunshine outside, and that just makes me feel so happy to feel the sun. So today we have more of a flow class. We're going to do more of a potpourri type class. We'll start with some warm-ups, and eventually we'll do some different types of back bend possibilities. You'll have different options. So through the warm-ups, we'll warm up our hips and our spine and our shoulders. So let's begin by just bringing our awareness to our breath. And you can come into a comfortable seated posture. I love the cat. Let's sit forward and pull the buttocks back and feel rooted on the sit bones. Just starting to connect with the earth here. And you can gently close your eyes or maybe gaze over the tip of the nose as you gaze softly, bringing your awareness inside as you follow the inhale and the exhale. Welcome, welcome to those just joining. So we're bringing our awareness inside, following the inhale and exhale. Notice the quality of breath. On the next inhale, breathing through the nose, try to make the breath as smooth as possible. And on the next exhale, try to make the breath as smooth as possible. So we're moving into a Samavriti breath, where we create an evenness of breath for the length of, trying to make it match with the length of time, with the inhale and the exhale, also with the force of the breath, the tone of the breath, and also trying to make it as smooth as possible. It's very nice to do with a mantra. So on the next inhale, Om Namah Shivaya. Inside, repeat that to yourself. And on the exhale, Om Namah Shivaya. And continue this for a few rounds. And focusing on the quality of the breath, trying to refine it with its smoothness, listening to the sound of the breath inside. You can even make, it's not quite like an Ujjayi breath, but you can hear the sound of the breath like the ocean coming in and out. So it is audible. This breath is calming for the mind, for the nervous system. Something you could do at any time to bring yourself back to awareness. So we'll continue for a little while longer, and I'll stop talking, focusing on breath and Om Namah Shivaya. If you want to make it longer, try to make it a little longer with the inhale, matching the exhale with the same length. Now notice the pause of the breath when you get to the end of your breath. Just notice it, that space, and notice the pause of the breath at the top of the inhale. Just notice it and continue with your Samavriti breath. We're coming to more of a natural flow. Keeping your awareness inside and with your breath. Just allow it to flow in naturally. Notice the rise and the fall of the belly. Natural breath, the best way to describe a pure natural breath is how a baby breathes. You see the belly rise and fall. So just notice your belly lifting with the inhale, softly coming in on the exhale. Keeping your awareness inside, I'm going to read a poem, a short and sweet poem by Guru Mai Chivalasananda. She's a meditation master. She wrote, "Allow love to stream through the veins of your body. When there is love, the body becomes very supple." Allow love to stream through the veins of your body. When there is love, the body becomes very supple. Breathing the breath that gives us life, love into the whole body. Let's open up the hands, open up the hearts. Let's bring our hands in front of our hearts in Anjali Mudra, and we'll open with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Softly bowing your head towards your heart. And take a moment and set an intention for yourself, your own personal intention. That allows you to connect deeper to your heart. Something that draws you inside. So when life tugs at you during your day, you can remember this intention, and it will help bring you back to that peace inside. All right, let's take a deep inhale, open up our eyes, and we're going to come standing to our mats. So just come hip width apart, and we're just going to begin swinging arms and hips and legs. You can bend one knee and then the other, moving with the breath. And keeping that awareness inside of the breath as we move the body, harmonizing breath and body. And just envision each breath as love flowing into the body, becoming part of the body. And that love as oxygen flows through the bloodstream and through our veins, through our physical heart. So the breath, the action of taking care of ourselves, it's all an act of self-love, self-care. So let's come back and let's take our feet wide, feet facing in front of us, hands to the hips. And we're going to come right to left. Just opening up gently. You don't have to go so deep. And then if you want to take hands to the ground and lift the other heel, you can. It's an option, or you can stay the way you were. And we'll come to one side and the other side. Finishing up the last one, and then we'll come back to our wide stance. So feet in front, inhale, lengthening through your spine here. Let's bend the knees, and let's take a dip in the lower back. And we're going to do a cat and cow. So inhale, drop belly. Exhale, pull navel up to the sky. Press hands into the earth, drawing tailbone down. Inhale, bend the knees, come into cow. Exhale, straightening the legs, rounding up the back, chin to the chest, into cat. A couple more rounds, moving with the breath in the body. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Press hands into the floor. You can even place your hands on blocks if you need to, if you can't reach the earth. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Inhale, bending the knees, cow. Exhale, cat. And we're going to stay rounding forward here. Walk the hands over to the right. Press feet into the mat as if you're trying to tear it apart. Strong feet. And let's walk the hands over to the left, just beginning to open up in the body, in the side body. Let's walk hands back. Bend the knees, hands to the hips, rise up. Let's take the feet together. So let's interlace hands behind the back. We'll loop the shoulders up and back here. Now, as you do this, you notice, and I naturally do this, our bellies pop out, our ribs pop out. So pull the ribs back, pulling the ribs back. You'll notice that helps to tone the lower belly. And let's gently scoop the buttocks. Not like a big tightening of the buttocks, but just a gentle scoop here, pulling ribs back. Now bring your energy more into your heels. The weight of your body into the heels, entering more into your back body here. Inhale, if you can, straighten the arms more, straighten the arms. Exhale, hands to the sacrum. Inhale, opening up the arms. Exhale, hands to the sacrum. Beautiful. So let's release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Left hand to the right. Stretch up and over to the left. Keep both feet strongly rooted on the earth. And now let's take it into our lower back with a little twist, bringing chin to chest. Come back up. Let's go to the other side. Right hand to left. Stretch up and over. And let's bring a little twist as we chin to chest, bring it into our back body. Beautiful. And release. All right, so let's come to the top of our mat for some warm up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Take your hands to the shins, lengthen through the spine. We'll do this a couple times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. You can bend the knees if you like here. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bow. Let's grab the elbows and then bend your right knee and pull the elbows over to the left. And now straighten that leg and bend the left knee and pull the elbows over to the right. So this a couple more times, moving with your breath. Bend the right knee and pull the elbows over to the left. Bend the left knee, pull the elbows over to the right. A couple more rounds, moving with the breath. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. Connecting to your breath. Let's come back to center here. Take the hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, take the hands to the earth and we'll bring the right leg back. Let's take the knee to the earth here for our first forward lunge. Just gonna keep the hand on the earth here. Inhale, lengthening through the spine here. And let's bring the left leg back and meet in a downward facing dog. First downward facing dog. Claw the earth with your hands. Lift shoulders up by the ears. Gently gaze in between your hands. Inhale to the back body. Bend the knees. Exhale, lengthen through the spine. And then you can pedal the feet if you like. Walking the dog, just getting into our hips. Backs of the legs here a little bit. Breathe. So either come to the knees or come to plank. We'll lower down to the earth. We'll come to a cobra. Inhale, shoulders up and back. Hug elbows to the side body. Tops of the feet press into the earth. Gently draw the tailbone down and in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's take the right foot. Take the knee up to the chest and the right foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Come to a forward lunge here. Just breathing. Inhale to the back body. Exhale, feel the hips become a little more heavy to the earth. Just breathe. Left foot forward. We'll meet in a forward fold. Inhale, let's bend the knees. Take the hands to the hips, shoulders up and back. Now let's cross thumbs in front of us. We're crossing their thumbs, shoulders up and back as we lift the hands up to the sky. Sit back in your chair, Utkatasana. Inhale, press feet into the earth and hands in front of the heart. Anjali Mudra. Connecting to your breath, connecting to your stillness. So let's just take a moment and find our steadiness on our feet. So bringing the weight back into our heels again. So let's just gaze down at the feet. First, make sure your feet are inner hip width apart. They're parallel with each other. So bringing the weight into the backs of the heels. Lifting the toes, spread the toes. And now press the mound of the big toe and the inner edge of the feet into the earth. So you have the inner edges of the feet into the earth. And now release the rest of the toes to the earth. And now see if you can balance the weight from the inner edges and the outer edges. So trying to create balance on both edges of the feet. And now rock back and forth from toes to heels like a pendulum, finding that still point. So you find this stillness within us coming up through the earth, through our feet, through our midline, all the way up to the crown of the head to the sky. Connecting with that flow of energy, that flow of grace. As we tap into the flow of energy, it shows up in our lives, in our hearts as this beautiful grace. Inhale, hands up overhead. Root feet into the earth, lift the heart. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, the right foot back, bend the knee. Let's take our hands to the top of the thigh. Roll shoulders up and back this time, pressing your hands into the thigh. Now pull the ribs back a little more, lengthening through the heart. So you can stay here or clasp the thumbs and draw the arms up, lifting the heart to the sky, and let the hips be a little heavier to the earth. Release the hands. Left foot back, we'll meet in plank or to the knees to the earth. Lower down, come to cobra. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, drop the back knee. Hands to the thighs. Roll shoulders up and back. Inhale. Press the pelvis towards the earth. Let it be heavy. And then from the pelvis up through the heart to the crown of the head. If you have your steadiness, you can bring arms. Let's bring them in front of us. Clasp the thumbs. Extend the arms up to the sky. Stay here with the breath, connecting to your stillness. At the same time, expand from the heart out. Release the hands. And let's take the left foot forward to meet the front foot at the top of your mat. Forward fold and inhale, rise up. We'll meet with hands in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Take a breath here. Just notice the feet, notice your foundation. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale the right foot back. Drop the knee. And we're going to bring the hands up overhead. Root the pelvis into the earth, and from the heart, extend out. Bring the right hand to the earth, lift the back leg, open up the left arm. Beautiful. Bend the right knee down to the earth. We're going to take our left hand, see if you can grab your back foot. If you can grab your foot. If that's too difficult, you can also take a strap and place it around the foot. So you might be here, and if you can, maybe you can pull the foot away from the hand a little bit to open up a little more. And get the front of your right hand, front of your right thigh here, quadricep. Beautiful. Twisted monkey. Release the foot. Bring the left foot back. Come to your knees or plank, down to the earth. Press hands into the earth and lift the front torso like cobra. Now keep this lift in the front torso. Extend the hands back as we come into Shalabhasana, strengthening and lengthening our spine. Shoulders loop up and back, from the pelvis out through the feet, and then from the pelvis up through the heart, out through the crown of the head. Lengthen and then lift. Wonderful. Press hands into the earth. Rise up, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, opposite side, drop the back knee. Let the hips root into the earth. Front heel and back knee come towards each other to find that still point, and then inhale, arms up overhead. From the heart out. So the energy roots through the pelvis into the earth, and then from the pelvis, it moves from the pelvis to the heart, out through the fingertips. So you'll feel that marriage of energy of the earth and the sky meet here in the core of the pelvis. So bring the hands to the earth. Left foot comes forward. Forward fold, inhale, rise up, hands in front of the heart. Beautiful. So we'll come into some standing postures. Let's come to the middle of our mat. Open up hands, open up arms. So feet in hands are about similar width. And let's open up the right foot here. Front foot intersects the back. Come into a Virabhadrasana 2. So connect to your foundation by checking your foundation. The front knee is about over the heel. Try to bring your shoulders a little more over the hips here. Beautiful. Gaze over the front fingertips. Find that steady gaze from inside out. Straighten the front leg. Drop the back arm for reverse warrior. We'll take a couple breaths like this. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, straighten the front leg, reverse warrior. And exhale, let's come down to Virabhadrasana 2. And then you're going to take your right elbow to your right knee as we come into Parvokonasana. Left arm up overhead. So you can keep the elbow on your knee or bring it outside the foot and open up into the posture. And let's windmill arms up and come back. Now we'll do the opposite side. Right foot in, left foot out. So open up Feet press into the mat as if you're trying to move it in two. Strong legs and knees. Strong feet, knees, legs. From heart out, expand out. Shoulder blades roll onto the back. Now draw the ribs in, and that helps to tone the belly. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Beautiful. Reverse warrior, straighten the front leg. So let's move with our breath here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, love. Inhale, love. Exhale, love. Inhale, moving into Parvo Konasana. Elbow to the top knee. Other hand to the hip. Roll the shoulder up and back, lifting the heart to the sky. Extend the top arm up and over towards your right ear. Back foot presses into the earth. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale, rise up. Hands to the hips. Root feet into the earth. Draw tailbone down and in. Lift the head and the heart for a little back bend here. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. And just come forward. Forward folds are very calming for the nervous system. They help bring you inside. You're bowing in towards your heart. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Pivot the back toes. So you come into a lunge posture here. Walk your right toes out to the right. Drop the back heel on the back foot. Walk your hands over towards the left. Press hands into the earth like a downward facing dog. Inhale, press hands, and then root your right sit bone under. Moving into your right hip area here. Take a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Pivot the back foot down to the earth. Drop the back knee. And we're going to can stay on your hands here or bring your elbows to the earth. And your right knee can open up to the side here a little bit if you like. I'm coming onto the edge of my right foot as my knee opens up to the side. Just taking a couple breaths here into the whole right hip. Press hands into the earth. Shift the hips back. Lengthening forward, pressing heel into the earth. Come forward. And let's bring the right foot back and meet in plank or knees to the earth and lower down to the earth. Interlace hands behind the back. Shoulders up and back. We'll come to a Shalabhasana. From the heart out to the crown of the head. From the pelvis to the heart to the crown of the head. From the pelvis out to the legs to the toes. Beautiful. Release hands. And we'll rise up for another downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale the left foot forward in between the hands. So you're going to drop the back heel. You can bring the toes out a little more to the left if that feels good in your left hip here. Now walk your hands over to the right. Press hands into the earth. Lengthen through the spine, rooting the hips away from you. Take a couple of breaths, breathing into the back body. And exhale, press hands into the earth. Now walk your hands forward, pivot the back toes. And we're going to drop the knee and then you can come to your hands or come to your elbows. Or you can even take your hands to a block. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Deep inhale to back body. Exhale long, sinking in the hips. Breathing in the prana, the life force. that supports us, breathing it as it comes and turns into it's transported by our blood, and it becomes part of every cell in our body. Prana is like the force of love. So let's bring the hips back, lengthen forward through the spine. Beautiful. Come forward. And let's meet in a plank. Come to your knees. Let's make the knees wide, toes together. Let's press the hands into the mat as you root the hips to your heels. Lift the chin as you press hands into the mat, rooting hips, and now bring forehead to the earth. Keep your hands pressing into the mat so you feel this stretch along the whole side body and back body. Now you can release the hands and let the arms rest on the earth here. Let's take a couple of breaths here, let everything melt into the mat. Remembering your intention. Especially in those moments when we are triggered in life, that's the best. It's the most difficult time to remember your intention, and it's the most powerful time. So I feel like during this yoga practice, it's an opportunity of planting that seed of yogic principles of love and compassion, trust deep inside me, and growing it so that it's ready and available when I need it. So whatever your intention is, breathe it into the soil of your heart, watering it with love in your breath so it can grow and be there for you. So let's come onto all fours. Let's come to a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and bend the knee. Three-legged dog. And let's bring the right foot in between your hands. Open up, windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the front leg and we'll come into Trikonasana. So check your foundation first. Always check the foundation that we're standing on. Now let's try to bring back a little bit, drawing the tailbone down. Inhale, breathing and expanding into the back body. See if you can expand your energy as you breathe into the back body. Feet root into the earth. And that energetic heart space behind the heart. And then from our core, extend out, reach out, we'll come into Trikonasana. So you can bring your hand to your shin, block, or earth. Top arm up and extend it out towards the sky. Now bring the awareness into your feet. Strong feet press into the earth. Mound of the big toe presses into the earth. Our front sit bone is curling under. For this inner spiral in the front leg, bringing this front sit bone curling under, and this left thigh is coming in. And then from the pelvis through the heart, out, through the fingertips, out, expand out from every part of you. Beautiful. Top hand to the top hip. And we're going to come into an Ardha Chandrasana. So you can either have your block, if you like. So let's bring the back foot forward. You can have a block for your front hand and lift the back leg. As we come to half moon pose, back foot is flexed, gaze down and find your stillness. Extend the top arm up once you have your stillness. Beautiful. So we have an option if you want to come into Chapasana with the top leg. You can bend the top knee. You can even bring it into your chest to grab the foot. And then we'll open up into Chapasana. It's an option, or we can meet in downward facing dog when you're done. Beautiful. And release. Bring the back foot back. Even if you're like shaking and coming out of it, it's still, you're working on that inner strength and balance. Coming back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, and we'll come to our knees or plank and lower down to the earth. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to do the opposite side. So bring the left knee in and bring the foot in between your hands. And we'll windmill up for a Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Feet rooted into the earth. Straighten that front leg. Check your stance. Drawing the tailbone down and in. Now bring your awareness to the front foot. Press the mound of the big toe into the earth. Muscle the bone in both legs, strong knees. Inhale, reach and take the hand either to the shin, to the block, or to the earth. So let's take our top hand to our hip. And we're going to round forward here, gazing in towards the heart. And as you do that, drawing the ribs back, and you're connecting more to the lower belly. So take your right hand to the left sit bone and pull it down and in. So you'll notice this whole left thigh opens up more, and your right thigh curls forward, your right hip curls forward. And now from the heart, extend the top arm up. See if that can create some more openness in the legs and the hips and the heart. Top hand to the top hip. We're going to come into our Ardha Chandrasana. So take your block if you need. We'll hop in. The front hand to the earth. Find your steadiness as you lift the back leg. Gazing one pointed on the floor. Once you have that, you can extend the top arm up. If you want to come into a Chapasana on the top leg, you can bend the top leg, bringing the knee in, grabbing the foot, and pressing the foot into the hand. It helps to gaze one pointedly on the floor for this. And then we'll all meet in a downward facing dog when you're done. Downward facing dog. Come down to your knees. And we'll come to a child pose for a breath. Inhale and rise up. And let's come back to a downward facing dog. Extend the left leg up and bend the knee. So we'll come to three-legged dog on the left side. And bring the left foot forward in between your hands. And the right foot forward to meet. Inhale, rise up, hands in front of the heart. Let's come standing in the middle of our mat. Connecting to breath. So let's open up hands. Bring them to the side. So we're going to find our Tadasana again. So look down at the feet and how earlier we lined up our feet. So the feet are about inner hip width apart. The inner parts of your feet, you want them to line up. So basically the second and third toe are in front of your ankles. I know all of our feet are shaped differently. So if your middle, second and third toe kind of in front of the ankles, that's usually the best alignment. And now hug your heels gently towards each other as you bring your energy into your back body and into your heels. pulling the energy up through the feet like an energy stocking, hugging the muscle, firming the muscles so you can feel everything coming in, dropping the tailbone down and slightly scooping, bringing abdominal muscles in, lifting in the heart and chest, opening up hands and heart. Beautiful. So finding your stillness within supports us in finding our stillness without. And connecting to the breath, drawing in that love into the bones, into the blood, creating the suppleness in our bodies, also creating more suppleness, openness in the mind. So let's bring the awareness to the left leg and root it into the earth, and we're going to come into a tree or Vrikshasana posture. So let's bring the right foot, take it into the left thigh, press it in, press the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. You can also place it on your shin if that's better for you. You can even have the toes resting on the earth. Hands in front of the heart, and then bring your hands to the edges of your ears and bring the hands up to the sky. And open up from the heart out to every direction. And let's come down, right foot. And now let's find your steadiness in Tadasana. Once you find that, usually it just takes a breath and you can come right to it. Now shift your weight into the right leg, firm the leg, and let's take the left foot. Press the left foot into the right leg. So you're firming the right leg as you press the foot into the leg. So we're hugging to the midline. Hands in front of the heart. If you want to extend the hands up overhead, take them beside the ears, and then extend the hands up to the sky. From the heart on out, expand, and then we'll come back to our Tadasana. Beautiful. So now we're going to take a block to the outside of our left foot. So you can have a block or a blanket. I think most of you have blocks or blanket outside the left foot. And it's going to support us as we come into another standing posture. We're going to come into our eagle posture. So find your Tadasana. Hands open to the sides. Beautiful. Now bring your awareness to your feet, to the rootedness in the earth. Press feet into the earth, draw the energy up to the core of the pelvis, through the heart, and open up. So we're going to take the right leg and cross it over and press the toes into your block or maybe into your blanket. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right arm under the left. Now bend in the knees as we come into our Garudasana, eagle posture. So the block is wonderful to help us support with our hugging to the midline. Hug elbows to the midline, hug thighs and knees to the midline. So let's first connect to that still point inside, to the space behind the heart as we take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Gaze one pointed in front of you, maybe on the floor. And then we're going to hug everything in. Take elbows towards the knees. Keeping that awareness, that still point behind the heart. Deep inside. As we hug the thighs together, we're also strengthening our pelvic floor here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Now, if you can draw your chin into the chest. And as you're scooping tailbone, hugging thighs, pull the belly in with the next exhale. And chin to the chest. We're creating 3 bandhas, 3 locks here. Muladhara Bandha on the core, Uddiyana Bandha in the center of the belly, Jalandhara Bandha in the throat lock. Inhale, release, and come up. Hands up, front of the heart. Connect to your stillness. You can close your eyes for a few moments. So this is a powerful posture, and with the block, it really supports us to get deeper inside. And we're holding it for a little while, so you might have felt a little shaking as we're strengthening the deep core of our being. And as I was talking about, we were doing a Muladhara Bandha, which is the root chakra, also connected to the pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha there in the core of the pelvis. And that's when we draw the navel in. And then the Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock. So these are 3 gateways that support our energy to flow freely in the body and to help connect to our inner strength. So let's take our block to the opposite side. And these gateways help open up the flow of energy in the body and in the chakra. So we're going to take the left leg and cross it over the right. Toes press into the block. Inhale, arms up. We're going to take the right under the left. Bend the knees. So first bring your awareness to the midline as you hug everything to the midline. Elbows hug to the midline, knees hug to the midline. Now bring your awareness to the tailbone drawing down, just gently scooping it. Toning of the pelvic floor happens as you scoop tailbone and drug thighs together for Muladhara Bandha. With the next exhale, draw the navel in and keep that tone in the lower belly for Uddiyana Bandha and chin to the chest for Jalandhara Bandha. So you can do Ujjayi breath here, couple of rounds, and then we'll come out and we'll meet in our Tadasana. One more round of breath. On the exhale, we'll come out. Beautiful, everyone. Hands in front of the heart. So let's come to your stillness, come to your breath, come to your heart space. You can close your eyes. Wonderful. So we're going to come to seated. We're going to come onto our knees. So I'm going to use a blanket for my knees. We're going to come into a camel posture, Ustrasana. So you can also use a block here, which is really great to be able to help maintain that core connection that we're working on. So as you hug the block, or if you have a book, to the midline. If you don't have one, just imagine you do, like this imaginary block. So you create this energy of hugging to the midline, but you keep your knees hip width apart. So we'll begin with the toes curled under, drawing to the midline. Same principles, drawing tailbone down and in, pulling the abdominal muscles in and lifting up to the heart. We'll come into How Wonderful arms. Shoulder blades on the back. So keep the integrity here in the core. Don't pop the ribs out like this. It's so tempting. Pull the ribs back. That will create the integrity in the core, and that's what will help to strengthen and protect your lower back and support it. Shoulders up, lift in the heart, draw tailbone down, gazing upwards, and we'll come back. So now we're going to take our right hand behind our head, right at the base of the skull. And we're going to take the left hand behind. So you're going to inhale, press the back of the head into the hands, and make sure you keep the connection with tailbone, and then taking your left hand to the foot. So you're supporting your neck here, because I know this is sometimes strenuous on some of your necks. And come back. And we'll do the other side. Left hand, the base of the skull here. Draw tailbone down, connect to that core strength. That's the most important principle here. Pressing the back of the head into your hand, and we'll take the right hand to your right heel. Now lift in the heart. Press the back of the head into the hand and lift in the heart. Almost like we do in bridge posture. And come back. Wonderful. Take the block out. We'll do a couple rounds of cat and cow. Neutralize our spine here. And then we'll meet again for another Ustrasana, another camel posture. Let's just push back for a puppy pose. Forehead to the earth. Press hands into the earth as you root your hips to your heels. Stretching the spine and neutralizing it. And let's come back up to our Ustrasana. Let's use the block again. So this time you can have toes curled under or tops of the feet on the earth if you feel you're ready for that, if you feel more open. Hands to the hips, shoulders up and back. So bring your awareness to the midline as you hug the block, drawing tailbone, gentle scooping, pulling the abdominal muscles in, drawing the heart up. Abdominal muscles move up through the heart, shoulders up and back. So how wonderful, keeping openness, and then take the hands to the hips. Beautiful, keeping this openness here. And you can have tops of the feet on the earth or toes curled under. So we'll take the right hand to the heel, keep your chin to the chest lifted, and left hand to the heel. Chest lifted, inhale, expand up. If you want to release the head back, you can. Hug your block, tuck the tailbone. That will support your lower back and core. Left hand, right hand to the front. Release the block. We're going to come into a downward facing dog now. We could do a short one. Bend the knees, gaze in between your hands, and bring your head in between your arms, stretching tops of the thighs back. And come down to your knees. Let's come down to a puppy pose. Bring your heels actually to the hips. Press hands into the earth. Wonderful. And we'll come up. So coming on to our buttocks, we're going to take a block again in between the thighs, and we're going to come into a Navasana. Drawing knees into the chest. Hug the block. Again, this helps to keep our core strength. Inhale, lengthening. And then exhale, open up the hands. We're going to have the legs bent here at first and opening up the heart. And now we're going to bring everything to the midline, bringing hands towards the midline, hugging legs, straightening the legs. You don't have to totally straighten them. And you're just going down as far as you still can keep connected to your strength. Don't collapse. And come back up. So we're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale, extend out. Inhale up. Exhale, bring hands to the midline. Extend legs out. Connect to your core and come up. And exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. This time we're going to hold it. A couple more breaths. And release to the earth. Let it all go. Beautiful. Bend the knees. We're going to take our block now underneath our sacrum. So you can place it on a height that feels good for you. So it could be the low height, middle, or maybe the top. Well, actually, don't come to the top. Just come to the middle or the lower one. Have it go across the sacrum. So you're going to take your hands and clasp the bottom of your block. Roll right shoulder under, left shoulder under. Walk the heels in. Maybe your hands can touch your heels. Your knees, your feet are about hip width apart. So we're going to inhale and draw the knees in and extend the legs up. Flex the toes. And now open up the legs. Inhale, bring the legs back together. Exhale, open. Inhale, legs back together. Exhale, open. Inhale, legs back together. And bring your legs a little, just reaching towards you. And now we're going to exhale the legs down, keeping them hugging to the midline. So you have two options. You can bend the knees and take the feet to the earth, or keep the legs zipped together. Your hands can press into the floor, slowly lowering the legs to the earth. And we have this gentle back bend here. Slowly bringing the legs to the earth. So you can either have knees bent, if that's better for your back, or extend the legs straight, flex the feet, toes up to the sky. Wonderful. So we're going to bring the arms up overhead and grab the elbows. And walk the shoulders in one at a time. Draw the tailbone down and lift the heart. And draw the chest towards the chin and the chin to the chest. Have this wonderful stretch in the whole back body here. And also across the hip flexors. So feet are flexed. You're firming the legs. Draw tailbone down. And you're drawing the chin towards the chest, creating a Jalandhara Bandha, grabbing elbows. Stay here for a couple breaths. You can do your Ujjayi breath here. And on the next exhale, we're going to bend the knees and lift the hips and release the block. Extend the right leg up and stretch the right leg to the sky. Extend the left leg up and stretch the left leg up to the sky. Beautiful. So we're going to come into a bridge posture. Right shoulder, left shoulder under, lift the hips, interlace hands behind the back. Again, draw right and left shoulder under. Hug the shoulder blades towards each other. Feet are hip width, knees are hip width apart. And bringing the awareness to the tailbone for that gentle scooping. And then drawing the abdominal muscles up all the way to the heart space and expand in the heart space. And again, we have that Jalandhara action of the chest and the chin coming towards each other. And the back of the head presses into the earth. The focal point is the top of the throat as the back of the head presses into the earth. And from the heart, expand out from every part of you. And now we're going to release the hips to the hands, but keep the hands together and keep the fullness in your chest. And then one more time, we're going to lift the hips. Expand in the chest. And exhale, release hand, release the hips. Let the knees fall over to the right for windshield wiper. Let the knees fall over to the left. And then we're going to do one more posture. And we're at the end here. One more posture. And then we'll come into our happy baby pose and Shavasana. So I want to come into a full Urdhva Dhanurasana. For those, we've done so many beautiful back bends and opening up in our body, in our shoulders and hips and spine. So for those of you that want to come into a full Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can follow me. You may want to come into a half. So you'll go as far as you can. So let's do this together. Take the block in between your thighs because that helps to create that midline, hugging to the midline, awareness and core strength. So hugging your block, you can take it thin or actually you can make it wider. So see, I'm going to make mine a little wider. See what works best for you, for your body. So just like we did in bridge posture, you're going to have your feet hip width apart, hugging your block. If you don't have the block, imagine you're isometrically hugging a block. You're going to take the right hand and bring it underneath your right shoulder here. Left hand underneath the left shoulder. So we're going to push up and come to the top of our head. And that might be it for you today. We're going to meet at the top of our head, come up on the toes, walk your hands in a little more, and then press your hands into the earth, straighten the arms. You're hugging your block, you should feel good in the spine. And if you can lower the heels, do so, otherwise stay on your toes. And bring the energy into the upper back, through the heart as you press and straighten the arms. If you can stay for about 3 breaths, you do that. And then when you come down, come to the top of the head, back of the head, and then all the way down. Bring the knees in. Now let's rock back and forth a little. Beautiful. So we all come to the different stages that work for us. Let's open up happy baby. Breathe. Release the legs to the earth. For a very well-deserved Shavasana. Shoulders up and back. Let feet fall to the side. Bringing the awareness to the breath. Breathing behind the heart space, that energetic heart. Notice if there's anything you're holding in your body, if there is any tension. With your awareness, breathe the breath into that space, like you're breathing light into that area. And exhale the tightness or tension or thoughts. Breathe it out like smoke. Blow it out. So let's take a couple of deep breaths like this, breathing in the prana, the life force as light into every cell of the body, knowing that the oxygen travels, actually physically travels through the blood into every cell of our body. So just know that with your awareness that you're breathing in healing, light, and love to every cell. Exhaling, releasing. Just breathing it out like smoke. You can blow it out through your mouth like candles. Inhaling love and light into every cell. Exhaling, letting go. Let's do this a couple more times until you feel your body has totally surrendered to the support of the earth. We'll stay here for another minute. Remembering that within our bodies, we have all of the elements of nature, of earth and sky and water lives within us. So embracing all of the elements within and without us with another deep inhale. Feeling that connection. Let's bring hands up overhead and stretch from fingers to the toes. Bending knees, rolling over to one side. And we'll meet in a seated posture to close class. Just like in Tadasana, practicing coming to that stillness with just the breath. Practice coming to that stillness with just the breath. For just a moment, sitting in total stillness within you. Opening up our hands and our hearts, hands in front of our hearts. Remember your intention. Infuse it into your being. And we'll take a deep breath and chant one Om to close. Deep inhale. From my heart to yours, namaste.